Hey there everybody, it's Mark Crilley back doing a message to my subscribers video. Haven't done one of these for quite a long time, but I wanted to begin by showing you the finished illustration of the Triceratops. I had filmed myself working on this during one of my videos some time ago, as well as this illustration here. You can see I had zoomed in pretty tight on one section here and was working on that while I talked about one thing or another, and I just wanted to bring out the copy of the published book, The Enormous Egg. It came out about a month ago, seems like now, and you can see the finished illustration in the book. It's kind of fun to see how it gets shrunk down and how these things end up looking when they're actually published and in print. So you can see you do a lot of work on all these details and then it gets reproduced pretty small. A lot of those details don't show up so well, but in any case the book turned out very nicely. I was very happy with how it came out, and now it's available in stores and in libraries and so forth across the country. So anyway, I wanted you all to see that. And let me move on to doing what I usually do in these videos, and that is getting some work done while I talk to you and answer some questions. Okay, so let's get into it. What I'm working on today is an illustration for Nickelodeon magazine. They have hired me to do an illustration of what SpongeBob characters would look like if drawn in manga style. So what you are looking at here, believe it or not, is Sandy, the underwater squirrel character from the SpongeBob series. And it's funny because I did a first drawing that looked pretty much like the real Sandy in the series, and they looked at that drawing and they said, no, push it farther, make it look even more manga style, even less recognizable as the real Sandy. And so that's why you have this picture here that looks absolutely nothing like Sandy from SpongeBob, but within the context of the article it will apparently be understood who this is supposed to be. Anyway, let me get to answering some of these questions. I have a question from someone named Pegasus. There were a bunch of numbers after it, but I'm just going to call this person Pegasus. And the question is Miki Falls your only series? Do you have art books? No, Miki Falls is not my only series. In fact, it is my third big series since I started doing books. Let me hit the pause button and show you quickly some of these other series I've done. So the first time that I was published was as a comic book creator doing this series called the Akiko series. I thought you would all get a kick out of seeing this image of Totoro transformed into a bizarre mix with my character, Mr. Biba, that I created. And the main character of the series is named Akiko. Let me go ahead and pull this back so you can see the actual front cover of this. It's called the Akiko Flights of Fancy. This is the newest book put out by Sirius Entertainment, my comic book publisher. And if you're interested in this, maybe I can put a link at the end of the video or in the information box to help you find where you can order this online. After that came the Random House Akiko series, adapted from the comic book, and this is not a graphic novel series. It's a traditional chapter book or novel with some illustrations. Very widely known, maybe the best known or most easily available of all my books was that one. This one, Billy Click, somewhat less known. It was the second series that I did. Again, a chapter book, mainly text with just some illustrations. Just 2 books in that series, but the people who've read it seem to like it, and there are some die-hard Billy Click fans out there. And of course the latest one, Miki Falls. Thanks to all of you becoming more and more widely known and more widely available every day. So I hope that answers that question. Let's get back to drawing that crazy picture of Sandy from SpongeBob. All right, so here's another question. It's from 93 Tsubasa 93. I am just wondering, can you draw with both hands? That's kind of a funny question because I think it's a result of an illusion that is created here on YouTube. I'm drawing with my right hand, and sometimes I will move over and start drawing just from over here, still using my right hand, but just moving my hand over in here just to get some of these curved lines, say, on the other side of the picture. And it does sort of create the illusion that I am ambidextrous. I definitely am not, so just want to clear that up, because I do periodically get that comment, whoa, he's ambidextrous, he can draw with both hands. Sorry, folks, I'm just right-handed, like so many of us. Let's move on to the next question. This one comes from Hail to a Vampire, and the question is, I'm a girl from Calgary, and I was wondering, what is Miki Falls really about? Happily, during my last message to my subscriber videos, I came up with a pretty good way of answering that question. It's message to my subscribers number 8. So if you just search for that, or I will probably drop in a annotation link at this point in the video, and that will allow you to go straight to it. The thing is, if you are in a rush, try to fast forward to around minute number 10. That's pretty much where it starts. It starts at minute number 10. It goes up to around minute number 12. And it does, you'll see a little warning thing there about how it does contain, strictly speaking, some spoilers, but nothing major. It just sort of gives you enough for you to know and make an informed decision about whether you think you might like it or not. So go ahead and check that out if you are curious about what is the plot line of Miki Falls really all about. Let's see if I can get at least one or two more questions in here. All right, well, here's a question from Amanda. This question just came in, so if you're out there, Amanda, I hope you're watching. Here's your question answered. She says, I'm a freshman in college thinking about pursuing graphic novels as my profession. What classes should I take? Well, for me, I majored in fine art, which meant that I was kind of classically trained, studying the masters, like, Da Vinci and Rembrandt and stuff like that. And I strongly believe that that's really a good thing to do. I suppose you could go to a special art school and jump right into studying illustration techniques. But I think it's very helpful, really, to get a solid grounding in the classics. Study the masters, the greatest artists that ever worked. And if you learn that stuff, then any style of art that you pursue in the future, your work is just going to be a little classier. You're going to be holding it up to a higher level because you've got all that influence from the really great masters who tower above the rest of us and show us how it's done. So that would be my advice. Stay with a general course on fine art, and then maybe later on, although I never did, you could pursue specific illustration classes and see if that helps you out in that area. I have maybe one last question, and that'll be it for this video. This is one of the craziest questions I've ever been asked, but I just can't resist including it in this video, from somebody named Tranulu, asking or saying maybe, you know what happens if you say Miki Falls 3 times in front of the mirror at midnight, right? And I have to answer, no, I do not know what happens if I say Miki Falls 3 times in front of the mirror at midnight. So maybe, Tranulu, you are going to have to answer that question and let us all know the great big mystery. That's about it for now. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thanks so much for watching them. Go ahead and keep sending the questions, the requests for different types of videos. All that stuff is very helpful when I sit down to decide what kind of video I'm going to do next. But let's wrap it up and promise you that I will be back with another video real soon.